is strong stuff, but fentanyl is just completely on another level. Even though Henke had been smoking heroin for some time, fentanyl raised the stakes. He was experiencing a rough patch in his life. Not long before, he had split with his girlfriend after going through her text messages and discovering she was seeing someone else. And though he dreamed of becoming a cop, he had recently dropped out of community college in nearby Devil's Lake and started working at a local car dealership. Their drug habits were dragging them down, and so he and his close friend Schwant resolved to get clean, to go through withdrawal on this road trip together, far away from their drug suppliers and their corrosive influences. Opioid withdrawal is notoriously difficult, but the two young men had help in the form of Suboxone, a medication designed to help people beat these types of addictions. Perhaps just as important, they had each other. Still, they expected roadblocks and soon encountered a literal one in the form of a massive blizzard. Before they could reach Minot, the western North Dakota town to which Bailey's parents had moved, the roads became almost impassable. Finally, a local police officer, taking pity on the travelers, turned on his lights and led a caravan of cars slowly down the highway, and they safely arrived at their destination. While in Minot, they hung out with Henke's parents, went to the mall, and laughed a lot. "We had a really nice Christmas," said Bailey's mom, Laura Henke. Henke and Schwant did their best to hide their withdrawal symptoms, which were beginning to kick in. "It was really uncomfortable," Schwant said. After Henke's parents went to bed, they would stay up late and play video games, pilfering some beers or vodka from the liquor cabinet. The booze helped him sleep, Schwant said, and Henke's parents were none the wiser. In fact, Laura Henke didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. "As far as I knew, they weren't using," she said. The truth is, she had absolutely no idea what her son was up against. She had never even heard of fentanyl. "I was clueless," she told me. Laura Henke wasn't alone. As recently as 2015, very few Americans were familiar with fentanyl. After the heroin and prescription pill crisis took off in the 1990s and reached epidemic levels in the following decades, heartbreaking reports increasingly appeared about decimated communities, about young victims cut down in their prime. Yet, while civic leaders, law enforcement, and politicians struggled to find answers, fentanyl was quietly creating a brand new drug epidemic, one that quickly outstripped the previous one and has become more destructive than any drug crisis in American history. Worse than crack in the 1980s, worse than meth in the first decade of the 2000s, worse than heroin and prescription pills in the 2010s. "Fentanyl is the deadliest drug in America," CDC confirms, read a December 2018 CNN headline. Because of its incredible potency, fentanyl is extremely difficult to dose properly. It can be lethal at only 2 milligrams, an amount barely visible to the eye and far smaller than a dose of heroin. Traffickers cut fentanyl into other drugs to give them more kick, unbeknownst to users. Thus, many fentanyl victims think they are taking heroin, cocaine, meth, or prescription pills. But when too much fentanyl is in the mix, it kills almost instantly. Driven by fentanyl, overdose drug deaths are, by the time of this book's publication, for the first time, killing more Americans under 55 than anything else, more than gun homicides, and more than even AIDS during the peak years of the crisis. As of 2007,